please, Everett?
Hi, my name is John Michael. It's Thursday, February 26, 2016. My password is popcorn, and here's my audience. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's pretty fast.
Donald Trump has taken the political landscape like a wrecking ball. His rise from celebrity candidate to Republican frontrunner has shocked some, made others laugh, and made others support him without reservation. Those who support him come from all backgrounds and all walks of life. His campaign slogan of "Make America Great Again" has captivated the nation, but one of his proposals will do the opposite. Mr. Trump and his followers have proposed building a wall on the southern border to prevent the illegal immigrant flow from South America to the United States. Today I will show you that we can't build it, we don't need it, and we aren't about it. We won't build a wall because we can't do it. Sounds like too simple of an explanation, but it's right on point. Mr. Trump is calling on building a wall that blocks Mexico from the United States. First off, how long will this wall even be? If Mr. Trump is to be taken at his word, we must look at the dimensions of this. The border between Mexico and the continental United States runs across 4 states and would have a proposed length of around 2,000 miles, 1,954 to be exact. Trying to imagine this in terms of something else, the proposed wall would have a length equal to around 35,000 football fields, or around 680,000 Honda Civics. That'd be one long wall. Mr. Trump has also said this wall would be around 35 to 40 feet tall. Some might say that length is not a problem. They might have a point. For example, the Great Wall of China is over 5,500 miles long and was built many years ago. At its highest point, it's around 25 feet tall. However, the Great Wall does not have a constant height throughout and took a couple of thousands of years to build. With modern advances in construction technology, it wouldn't be possible to speed up this process. However, exact timeframes are tough to come by. So theoretically, the wall could be built over some time. However, at what cost? Mr. Trump has been quoted by numerous news organizations by saying that the wall would cost over $8 billion. Yes, billion with a B. That is an enormous sum of money for a public works project. He cites no way in which the country will come up with these funds, except for saying that Mexico will pay for it. No real idea how Mexico will pay for it. It's just something he says. Also, like any and every example of a candidate's proposal or a government project, we can only assume that $8 billion is the lowest that it will cost. As you can see, the proposed wall might possibly be built, but seems highly unlikely due to cost and length. Which brings us to the next part of why we shouldn't build the wall. We don't need it. We don't need this wall Mr. Trump and his supporters are calling for. First off, illegal immigration in this country is an overblown problem. Current estimates from the highly respected Pew Research Center put the percentage of illegal immigrants in the total population at around 3.5%, or around 5.1% of the total labor force. Those are very low in the grand scheme of things. Also, Mr. Trump has argued that illegals bring crime and drugs into this country and that they don't even pay taxes. While some illegal immigrants might commit crime and not pay taxes, their numbers are very low. The Center for Immigration Studies concludes that around 75% of these people pay taxes, and the chances that they commit crime are the same that you or your neighbors commit crime. Also, according to the Center for Immigration Studies, which opposes any and every amnesty plan, recently had one of its lead researchers come out and say, quote, "There's no real evidence that either illegal immigrants are either more or less likely to commit crimes than anybody else in the population." So illegal immigrants pay taxes and don't commit crimes. Mr. Trump has been exaggerating the amount of crimes they commit and minimizing the amount of taxes they pay. Who are these illegal immigrants that Mr. Trump is trying to keep out? In general, they are people just like you and I. They are hardworking, dedicated, motivated, and loving people. They are your neighbors, your bosses, your friends, your everything. They are exactly what the founders of the United States were hundreds of years ago. People trying to build a better life. That brings up the final point of why we shouldn't build the wall. We aren't about it. If we look on Mr. Trump's idea throughout the lens of history, who else would have built the wall? Should the Native American tribes that were in these lands way before any citizens were have built the wall? The United States has always been a country to allow those in need to come seek refuge and visit her. The Statue of Liberty even has a poem on it written by Emily Lazarus titled The New Colossus. One quote from the poem that has always stood out to me in the thoughts of liberty in this country is as follows. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse, your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest tots, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. It's what I and most Americans think the country is about, helping those who are looking to be helped. This is the country has always been referenced to as the land of opportunity. The country sends aid all throughout the world to whomever needs it, fights for those in need, provides for those in need. The United States has always been a country, has always helped those out. The wall does not do that. It keeps those out in need. Those who are searching for a better life, a better way, an American way. Mr. Trump's wall is not about that, and we are not about Mr. Trump's wall. You may be asking yourself, what can I do? This is not a message to get out and vote for candidate X, Y, or Z against Mr. Trump. I see telling people who to vote for as just as bad as telling people to stay out. I see a few things we can all do to prevent this wall. First off, know the facts. The numbers cited above, and plenty more online, should help you if you ever encounter someone in favor of the wall. Having the facts on your side is a good way to know how disastrous this wall will be. Secondly, get involved. Write to your local congresspeople, your local papers. Congress will be the ones voting on this wall, and we need to get to them first. And it's unlikely that Mr. Trump will become President Trump. Let others in your community know how unreasonable it will be if this wall goes through. Finally, stay prepared. I hope that Mr. Trump is just pushing this idea out there to gather the votes he needs in a primary and will never enact such a plan if elected president. However, if this plan does come into action, be prepared to protest it even more. Be prepared to be the ones on the front line that, as President Obama always says, are on the right side of history. Illegal immigration in this country has become a divisive issue throughout the years, and especially during this campaign season. Depending on which side of the political aisle you may fall, Mr. Trump's ideas may be viewed as genius, insane, or somewhere in the middle. For some, free college or free health care, as another candidate has called for, are just as insane or just as genius. It is important to remember that with each passing day, Mr. Trump's chances of winning the Republican nomination and thus the presidency are way higher than your chances of ever winning the Powerball. So it is important to dismiss this idea now, so in the future, it is still we and not them. Thank you.